2018 Volvo V90 Review. The good points of Volvo V90. Passenger space. Elegant styling. Lots of safety kit. Efficient diesels. The bad points of Volvo V90. Boot isn't the greatest. No sports model. Non-adaptive ride. Representing going back to its corporate roots could be the Volvo V90 estate. While the XC90 SUV might have stolen the limelight in recent times, in the mind the Swedish marks an estate car specialist, with decades of wagon-building prestige to its name. However, the past couple of V70 offerings haven't been essentially the most inspiring, and this new model, resurrecting the V90 badge, includes a hard task ahead if this wants to produce a good impression. To help to increase the challenge, it's pitched like a premium replacement for the German trio of Audi A6 Avant, BMW 5 Series Touring and Mercedes-Benz A-Class estate. Not we all want an estate, obviously, as well as those buyers would be the close ally-related Volvo S90 Saloon. Based on same platform as being the XC90. The V90 has become given an excellent foundation. It's using the same scalable product architecture SP underpinnings as being the larger XC90, all of which will feature 2.0-liter, four-cylinder engines also made use of by the SUV. Immediately recognizable are definitely the shaped LED headlights and huge swathes on the cockpit. There's lots borrowed in the XC90, the industry good thing, as it's a fantastic car. The way it drives is the similar too. Volvo calls this relaxed confidence. Also it's a refreshing change from your sporty pretensions of their German rivals. It's no driver's car, but there's lots of confidence-inspiring traction allied using a quiet, comfortable ride, delivering opt for your adaptive suspension package. Familiar engines. Powering the V90 are two diesels, called D4 and D5 Power Pulse. Although other markets will also get a T6 petrol, this really is unlikely arrive at Britain, but we ought to see the petrol-electric plug-in hybrid T8 sooner or later. All engines are four-cylinder, 2.0-liter turbocharged units and boast impressive economy figures. The D5 features a cutting-edge power pulse system that can help spool the turbocharger at low revs for faster throttle response, plus it makes the V90 feel more spontaneously powerful than you'd expect coming from a big diesel estate. It's the D4 that's the most cost-effective to run, with official claims of 62.8 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of 119 gkm. High-tech safety kit. Safety and space will be the main selling points of the car. Nonetheless, it impresses on the former count. You receive a 560-liter boot that expands to just 1,526 liters using the seats down, and an awful lot of head and legroom for everyone inside. It's decent, but rivals are considerably bigger, and Volvophiles would doubtless lament the lack of a vertical tailgate to increase capacity. As well, being a large senses touchscreen in the middle console, which replaces countless functions and buttons from round the cabin, you buy a group of digital dials plus a raft of driver assistance equipment. Standard features include pilot assist, which will take care on the throttle, steering and brakes from congested zones all the way as much as cruising speed, including a sophisticated crash avoidance system that will spot pedestrians, cyclists and big animals in front with the car, 24 hours a day. Volvo V90 estate model history. March 2016, new estate car range to restore the Volvo V70 on the market to order for delivery from the second half of 2016. Two powertrains are offered, each which has a 2.0-liter diesel engine. D4 is front-wheel drive, while D5 Power Pulse has all-wheel drive as standard. There's a set of well-appointed trim levels, too, within the forms on the entry-level Momentum and also the luxurious inscription. June 2016, sportier design specification now accessible to order with the D4 and D5 Power Pulse AWD powertrains. Key visual differences will include a gloss black grille, a deeper front spoiler and matte dark gray alloy wheels. September 2016, aftermarket Polestar Performance Optimization Package recommended, uprating the D5 Power Pulse to 240 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque. November 2016, safety enhancements together with the introduction of Slippery Road Alert and Hazard Light Alert. Information is shared which has a data cloud that's similar like QuickCar's download and offer to the driver. December 2016, multimedia system now suitable for Android Auto and Skype for Business. Watch the total Volvo V90 estate review to view why we rate the most recent Swedish wagon so highly. Efficient couple of turbocharged diesels. No performance versions above. Plug-in hybrid T8 version to adhere to. Powered by a set of diesel engines, Volvo V90 performance is ample instead of outstanding. No petrol versions are offered inside the UK, though the marque is predicted to introduce its T8 petrol-electric plug-in hybrid for the range afterwards. Efficient diesel engines. Regardless which V90 you choose, the power plant can be a 4-cylinder, 2.0-liter, turbocharged unit. First up will be the more frugal with the leading-wheel drive D4, producing 190 horsepower and 400 Nm of torque at a satisfactorily low 1,750 revolutions per minute. To date it's proving probably the most popular choice. Top speed is quoted at 140 miles per hour, as the 062 miles per hour dash takes 8.5 seconds, so it's no slouch. But there's another solution if you want to go quicker. That's the roll on the D5 Power Pulse AWD all-wheel drive, courtesy of that 235 horsepower and 480 Nm outputs. Top speeds increased to 145 miles per hour, even though the sprint from 062 miles per hour is often a hot hatch like 7.2 seconds. The D5's important addition is Power Pulse function, helping decrease the slight delay sometimes felt on turbocharged engines. It compresses air right into a storage cylinder that is certainly then accustomed to spin the turbo into action when you can find insufficient exhaust gases to do this, making the V90 additional responsive. It's a lighter, cheaper system compared to the electronic compressor used within the Audi SQ7. Standard automatic gearbox. There's just one choice of transmission, an 8-speed automatic box that merges together its ratios in the smooth and, for by far the most part, timely fashion, supplying you with or driving in an equally tranquil manner. When pushing on we found the gearbox wasn't quite as proactive as it might be, compounded by the deficiency of steering wheel paddles for the people moments when you wish to take over. Comfort will be the watchword with this particular large estate. But it's easier with adaptive suspension. All-wheel drive is standard on top-line D5 models. Volvo's description in the V90's handling is relaxed confidence. This also seems quite fitting. Slower steering with little feedback with the wheel means you can't hustle it like its sportier BMW 5 Series touring rival, but good body control means that you can make quick progress on the flowing road. Based about the XC90's architecture, the Volvo V90 is extremely similar inside way it drives, however the estate car's lower center of gravity lends it a less roly-poly character. On adaptive air suspension it handled lumps and bumps with sublime control, practically floating over rough roads if the drive mode stayed in its native comfort setting. You can tighten things up with dynamic mode, but there's no getting across the V90's size. This can be no agile hatchback. The D5's all-wheel drive system finds numerous traction but gives way towards the nose washing wide should you dial inside a little in excessive amount speed. The standard suspension arrangement isn't as sophisticated and therefore neither may be the ride quality. It's not uncomfortable, but you're now more aware of rougher road surfaces, so upgrade towards the adaptive arrangement should your budget will stretch going without running shoes. Key to finding the best from a V90 in accordance with Volvo's chassis engineers is always to stick with 19-inch wheels. These give the most effective balance of appearance, handling and ride comfort. Well-made cabin employs high-quality materials. Central touchscreen replaces much with the switchgear. Very similar layout for the XC90 SUV's interior. Climb aboard the Volvo V90 and also you'll appreciate how the cabin is filled with lovely materials, from soft leather to crosscut wood inserts together with the grain lined up diagonally. It's strikingly bare also. Most on the controls and buttons are actually migrated for the central screen, hence the cabin looks simple but elegant and extremely attractive. If you've been in an XC90 you might have a sense of déjà vu, so similar are their cabins. It's super easy to get comfortable on account of a squashy yet supportive driver's seat that offers an abundance of adjustment. The digital dashboard is bright and clear and easily as uncluttered since the rest with the cockpit. Comfort is amplified because of the optional air suspension. Volvo's seats continue being the industry benchmark. Lots of space for passengers, especially inside the rear. Given our findings inside handling section knew that is amazing comfort could well be an area in which the Volvo V90 excels. And you will be right, with one caveat. The adaptive air suspension setup is quite comfortable indeed, gliding over tarmac imperfections with little hassle and isolating larger bumps to your corner with the car instead of it reverberating throughout the cabin. Stick while using standard steel springs, and although it's not uncomfortable, you're conscious of ruts within the road being telegraphed for your posterior. Noise-wise there's almost no intrusion in the D4 and D5 engines, who go about their business with incredible discretion. The seats aren't anything short of being supremely comfortable, as you'd expect from Volvo, and unsurprisingly with the length in the V90, you obtain acres of space when sitting from the back. High degree of standard equipment. Inscription probably be the popular choice. Wide array of option packs available. Nice and easy here, with 3 V90 trim levels to choose from within a similar vein to your larger XC90's lineup. Of the momentum, inscription and redesign guises, Volvo expects the middle ranking that you be by far the most popular. Standard Volvo V90 estate equipment. Entry-level momentum cars come using a good specification including a full European sat-nav with traffic information and mapping updates on the 9.0-inch screen. You will also get the very cool Pilot Assist, a semi-autonomous system that controls the steering, accelerator and brakes for you personally at speeds below 80 miles per hour. You have to keep the hands within the wheel, but it really certainly takes the trouble out of motorway cruising and queuing. High-tech kit includes Sensus Connect, that gives a connection to your internet as well as a range of apps. It also enables the automobile to book itself in a garage if it needs a service. Other highlights include LED headlights with active high beam, DAB radio and Bluetooth connectivity, two-zone climate control, powered tailgate and folding rear seat mechanism, 17-inch alloy wheels, 18-inch using the D5 engine, digital instrumentation, leather upholstery and heated front seats. Boost the degrees of luxury with inscription trim, which adds Napa leather upholstery, powered front seats with driver's side memory, a greater 12.3-inch screen to the dashboard, keyless entry and begin, hands-free tailgate operation, 18-inch alloys and walnut interior inlays. Those seeking a sportier look should look into the redesign. It features lowered suspension, a subtle body kit hallmarked using a black mesh grille and 18-inch matte black alloys, while from it differs through the inscription because of its sports seats, nubuck leather upholstery and dark interior trims. Optional Volvo V90 estate accessories. As well as being a number of individual alternatives for tailoring your Volvo V90, such as being a range of wheels from 17 to 21 inches, you will find 4 main packs containing desirable upgrades. The winter pack is sold with heated windscreen, leader and washer nozzles, and also a headlight cleaning system. Winter Plus features the aforementioned gadgets plus active dynamic headlights and LED front fog lights with cornering function. The family pack gets you integrated Tostage booster cushions around the outer rear seats, plus powered child locks and sun curtains for the spine doors. Finally, the futuristic-sounding Xenium pack comes using a powered tilt-and-slide panoramic sunroof, 360-degree view parking camera along with an automatic parking system. One on the safest cars tested by Euro NCAP. Years of safety research encompassed inside V90. Additional safety tech recommended. Volvo V90 safety was commended for one from the highest scores yet attained in their Euro NCAP crash test, virtually no surprise given how the Swedish marque is almost certainly at the forefront on this field. Standard safety equipment has a voice control system, run off-road protection, which automatically tightens leading seatbelts if the automobile leaves the highway, and also the city safety suite. This gets you pedestrian, cyclist and enormous animal detection and front collision warning with autonomous emergency braking. You will also get the semi-autonomous pilot assist, that can take care on the steering, throttle and brakes from congested zones to motorway cruising speed. Volvo is keen to point out that is not an entirely autonomous driving system, you have still got to keep a hand about the wheel. It is useful at low speeds, utilizing the monotony from creeping around in traffic, nonetheless it needs increased steering input at speed. We also thought it had a tendency to make the vehicle sit much further left inside lane than we felt at ease with. Ample space for passengers, with generous rear legroom. Boot space lags behind rivals, slinkier rear impinges on capacity. Simple flap inside boot floor is an excellent load space divider. Once upon a moment, Swedish estates had about the maximum amount of space like a spare bedroom, so it's disappointing to discover that this practicality with the Volvo V90 has become compromised by its styling. The culprit could be the sloping roofline and angled tailgate, no perpendicular buttocks here. It looks sleeker though with only 560 liters of boot space, it lags behind the Audi A6 Avant, BMW 5 Series Touring and Mercedes-Benz A-Class estate. Drop the spine seats which expands to at least 1,526 liters. It's not small, the slightest bit, but far away from class-leading. Still, it will have the simple 8-clever pop-up portion of boot floor to use as being a divider preventing things sliding around in excessive amount of